stories that that place could be haunted.
You're right. There's no such thing as ghosts, Lynn. Everybody knows that.
And you know that for a fact?
Yeah, because my mom said so.
Well, what does she know? I mean, I'm kind of unsure too, but it could be a possibility. What do you think, Hale?
Oh, of course she'll agree. She's Hale. She's crazy.
I'm not sure. It could be possible, I suppose. We should ask my grandfather. He knows everything about the island's history and its stories. If the rumors about the lighthouse are true, he'll know for certain.
This is so stupid. You two are a bunch of crazies.
And you're a dummy head, so there. I'd rather be called crazy by you than a dummy head. Right, Hale? I'd rather be neither, but I suppose being crazy and smart is better than being boring and dumb. Come on, let's go ask your grandfather. Alright, let's go. This is a waste of time.
Near Banbridge Town in the county down one morning in July. Down the Boreen came a sweet Colleen, and she smiled as she passed me by. Oh, she looked so sweet from her two bare feet.
The lighthouse, you say? Ah, yes. I'm aware of the tales.
So is it true, Grandfather? Is there really a ghost in the abandoned lighthouse?
Well, now, granddaughter, that is indeed a tricky one. Some say they see shadows right there in the very top where the light used to be at certain times of night as they walk along the pathways headed into the village. But it is hard to say. Others tell stories of hearing the wailings of a woman in the lighthouse on the foggiest of nights, her cries echoing like the horrid clatter of
Blythe Hunter, not the lighthouse legend again. I thought we left that story the last several decades with Hall's childhood.
Now, Jill, my dear daughter-in-law, it's part of the island's history. True or not, it's quite an intriguing story. They have to know the tale at one point or another. They're old enough.
They have to pass the lighthouse on the way to school, and I would prefer it if I didn't have to walk Hale there every single morning to keep her from being scared.
Mother, I'm not scared. I'm fascinated.
Oh, heaven preserve us. That's even worse. What else was I to expect?
Whoa, what's all the ruckus about?
Your father is telling the children the legend.
Ah.
That's all you have to say? Ah.
Well, he told me that story when I was a child. Didn't do any harm to me.
Yes, but Hale is different.
I'm not scared either, but I'm not fascinated, I'm bored.
My mother says bored is a curse word, Buck. Go grab some soap and put it in your mouth. Now! Can we go into the lighthouse, Mom?
No, stop. Everyone stop at this instant. There will be no eating of soap and there will be no walking into the lighthouse. And if I hear of you stepping a foot towards that building's direction, Hale Hunter, you will be forbidden from playing with these two for an entire week or more. The tale is not true, but it is an abandoned building with rotting wood and Lord knows how many rusty nails and sharp, dangerous objects.
Why would we not be able to see Hale for a week or more, Mrs. Hunter? We're not a bad influence.
I don't mean you two, Lynn. I mean Hale being a bad influence on you both.
Alright, Buck, Lynn, run along home now. It's getting late, I'm sure you have schoolwork to hand in tomorrow. And tomorrow morning, I want you to head straight to school, Hale. Do you hear me?
Yes, Papa.
Good.
I'll make certain they behave, Mr. and Mrs. Hunter.
Thank you, Buck.
Bye, Hale. Bye, Hale. Bye, guys.
Now, Blythe, perhaps you can read her a bedtime story that's a bit more educational and less curiosity-inducing. Like the people that discovered this island. They'll be studying that in school a bit by now.
I already know a lot about that, Mom.
Will do, Jill. Now, why don't you go have your nightly tea and relax your nerves by the fire? I'll handle everything. I'll make the tea.
Thank you, both of you.
Alright, little one. Off to bed.
Okay. Are you gonna tell me more about the story, Grandpapa?
Your mother is right, Hailstorm. You have a vibrant curiosity that will only be increased if I tell you. No, indeed not. I will not tell you about how the woman in the lighthouse is mourning her long-dead husband who was lost at sea nearly 83 years ago, and how she is bound to the lighthouse, because that is where she died, in that very building, awaiting his return. Or how the only way for his spirit to return home from the waves is for the lighthouse's missing light to be restored, for his wife's ghost to signal his ship with it. No, I believe that is off limits for tonight's storytelling, young one.
Whoa.
But in all seriousness, my darling, it is just a legend, and your mother is correct about the dangers of the condemned place. You are not to go near there. Do you understand?
Yes, Grandfather.
Very good. Good night, my little Hailstorm. Sleep well.
Night, Grandpa. And he said that the only way for her husband to return is to signal him from the lighthouse. Wow, that's a neat story.
But the light has been missing for decades. Sounds dumb to me.
That's the thing, Buck. Somebody has to go find the light and bring it back to the woman in the lighthouse, because her soul is bound to it and she can't go looking for it herself. Apparently she died in it waiting for him, and ghosts can't leave the buildings that they perish in. That's awful! It is. But... Alright, my grandfather says it's just a legend. Well, I suppose if he thinks it's a legend, it probably is. And your mom did say the lighthouse was dangerous, Hale. Probably best just to forget about it. Yeah. Or not. Hey! But in all seriousness, Hale, we probably should just leave it alone. I mean, we could get in real trouble if we go anywhere near that. You heard your parents. And, shh! Do you hear that? No, I don't hear anything.
What is it?
It sounds like crying.
Crying?
Hale, didn't your grandfather say in his story that... Yeah, he did. Doesn't it sound like it's coming from the lighthouse?
I don't hear anything. Hale, your ears are weird. Probably the wind blowing through your empty head.
Ow! Hale! No, Hale, wait. Our parents said we can't. Hale, please. When I got home and I asked my parents about the story, they said I'd get in big trouble if I went near it too. I'm sure Bucks probably did.
They didn't, because I didn't even tell them about it because it's stupid.
It stopped. Guys, I think she heard you. Who heard us? The ghost of the sailor's wife, dummies. Hale, this has gone too far. You were ready to believe it at first. Yeah, but if it's really real, I'll never sleep again, and I don't want to get in trouble. Please, we're gonna be late for school. Let's go.
Yeah, come on.
Guys, stop pushing me. All right, I'm going.
Now, which one of you can name the second founder of the island? Lynn?
Preston Radburn?
No, that's the first founder. He is rich, like the second founder, but this man was much richer and was even more looked up to in the town in the olden days. Okay, Hale. Hale? Hale Hunter, please pay attention.
Oh, sorry, Miss Eartha.
This is the second time I've caught you staring out the window today. What's on your mind? Obviously not the founders of Sharburn Island. And don't tell me that was a rhetorical question. We do not have time to hear about what's going on in your mind. The second founder of Sharburn was none other than James Charlotte. It is in the name of the town. Charlotte. Radburn, burn. Just think of that the next time. It's not that hard. They discovered the island together. Unfortunately, both of their families died off around 80-some years ago.
Sorry, ma'am. I was just thinking
told
about
you
the
don't
legend
tell
of the
me.
lighthouse.
The legend of the lighthouse?
Is it true?
We don't discuss legends in class, Hale. And no, it is not true. Now, if you
But
could
I heard the
please...
crying. But I did, I swear. No swearing. She's crazy, Miss Eartha. Shut up, Buck. Swearing.
Class, settle down immediately. Class dismissed. Everyone have a good rest of your day. Hale, come here.
Ma'am?
We have to talk about your boldness in the classroom. Your bluntness. You have to learn to tame it, especially when it comes to these fanciful stories. You are a young lady, after all.
But I really did hear the crying, Miss Eartha. It sounded just like the one that they describe in the tale.
Hale, when one is thinking of a subject for a certain amount of time, those thoughts can manifest into what we think may be real things, like sounds or smells. For example, last week, I was thinking of my dearly departed Aunt Gilda. Now, she always smelled of lavender because she liked to dab essential oils on her clothing. Well, last week I thought for a moment that when I was thinking of her, I smelled lavender. You see what I'm trying to say?
Maybe your aunt's ghost was present for that moment? Did she die in your house?
You're dismissed, Hale.
They didn't even wait for me. Brats. Now I have to walk home all by myself. No crying. Hello? Maybe everyone was right. Maybe my imagination's just getting to me. Whoa. How is there a breeze in